What episode's this?
Welcome to episode 4 of the
What?
A-Strings podcast.
We're still going!
I know.
We're everywhere now.
Yeah, we are. As of yesterday.
Yeah.
When time has no kind of
Time has no meaning.
in podcast land. But we got accepted onto the Apple podcast directory.
Yes.
Directory?
Call it.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Nice.
So we're legit on a global scale now, I think.
Yeah. So,
Spotify.
how do people search for us?
They type in, I think you can just type in A-Strings.
Cool.
As of yesterday, it was A-Strings Limited. It was very
Very official.
and that's how you found us. But I think if you just type in A-Strings, as we get hopefully a bit more established and we get more episodes and more followers, subscribers, all that kind of thing, I think that we kind of get bumped up a little bit in the relevancy kind of listings. But
Yeah. Because I've always been in the irrelevant category.
this is the news.
So, episode 4, we'll start with the news. And there hasn't really been much in terms of guitar news so much. Obviously, off the back of NAMM, everything's a bit quiet.
Yeah, the shop's been pretty quiet. We had snow in South Wales, as they did in majority of the UK earlier this,
Yeah.
end of last week. And whenever we see the snow icon on the Apple weather, that really kind of sends literally shivers down my spine.
Yeah.
Because last year, well, was it 5 days? I think we had that
We were
massive
wiped
flurry.
out last year.
Yeah, and it just puts people into a different mentality.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the snow in episode 1, I think. Let's limit this to 30 seconds now about the weather. But
Go.
It started Thursday evening. People started panicking. You went to Sainsbury's and there's no bread in the aisles and all the rest of it. We had
Bonkers.
round our way, I know that a lot of people had it bad, but we had a dusting.
Yeah.
And it shut the schools. It put people into panic mode. And we just had a very, very quiet, disappointing weekend. And it seems like people are just kind of getting over it now. Winter's claimed his first victim, as far as we know.
Yeah. But yeah, at least it's all gone now, and it, it doesn't look like there's anything sort of happening. So let's talk about what else has been going on. Let's go the other side of the world. So we've had a couple of catch-ups with Chris, who is our
Chinese correspondent.
Our Chinese correspondent. So he hasn't had a chance to visit any music shops yet. We're going to do a full interrogation when he gets back, which is probably going to be the second interrogation he has in February. One of which being by the Chinese government for using all the internet he shouldn't be using.
Yeah. And all I've heard from him is that he says that he's eaten things that no man should ever be forced to eat.
Yeah, and this is what I said before. Tom just giggled like a schoolgirl, so I can only imagine where Tom's mind went.
They're big into their pork. I don't understand. He must be having some decent food out there.
I spend a lot of time with Chris outside work because we're in the band together in different bits and pieces. He is the
small group of friends as well.
There's quite a small group of friends. When we've gone out, it's like the plainest food. Like it's the beigest, plainest food. You know what I mean? You'll have it's the kind of like
can I have carrot cake without the icing?
Yeah, and like burger, no sauce, and no nothing.
Yeah.
So then to go from that to eating things that squirm on your plate and things like that is like the complete polar opposite. So I can't wait to hear all his stories. So he is also married.
Yes.
So I think he got married on the Wednesday
to
Mary. So him and Mary met. Mary was in Cardiff University, and they met through a friend, I think. And she's gone home in between finishing university, and then she's going to come back to graduate in June or July. But so they've got their Chinese marriage certificate.
Slightly doctored photograph.
Yep. So the Chinese officials felt that it was. This is a completely true story. The Chinese officials felt that it was more suitable if they widened Chris's head to make him look more normal, and that is the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
I've got pictures to prove it, and Chris wouldn't mind me saying because he's lovely.
Yeah, and of course, big congratulations to Tristan and Juliet. Give birth to little Milo last week.
Yep, we got to see him on Monday, and he's tiny.
Is he? I haven't seen him yet, but so I think Juliet gave birth on Thursday.
Right, okay.
So that's when paternity leave started. So I'm counting 2 weeks down from there. So he's due back pretty soon. But
times are ticking.
yeah, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you got any more news?
Yeah. So there's little bits that we've had a look at. I'm going to tell you a funny story that happened in the shop this week. It's not funny for one of our customers, but it's quite funny for us. And then we'll move on. The first piece that I've got is basically about this possible return for Rosewood.
I did read about that.
Yeah.
I think they're saying that they're trying to bring in some conditions whereby if the instrument is under a certain weight, and I think it's only applying to instruments at the moment, if it's under a certain weight, they're not going to have the CITES restrictions applied to them. You're not going to be able to get a wardrobe for, that.
Well, that's what it was meant for, wasn't it? It was meant for the furniture companies.
All the Far Eastern, primarily Chinese factories making lots of, lavish furniture out of rosewood, and with there being lots of wastage, that's why they kind of brought it in the first place. So
yeah.
I think they're trying to get it so that if an instrument is under a certain weight, it's going to be allowed through. But it's all hearsay at the moment. Nothing's confirmed, and I can imagine it'll just absolutely piss Tristan off because he spent literally months changing everything from
over.
Every website listing over from Rosewood to Pau Ferro and Laurel, and now
Might
there's
have
the
to go
chance
back
that it's
again.
going to go back.
So according to the article, Fender, Martin, PRS, and Taylor have put together a proposal. Basically, we'll know around sort of May time whether it's going to take effect or not.
When we were told that this was coming into force, we were thinking, right, is that going to make the Rosewood instruments more desirable? So, for example, like the Fender Mexican Standard.
Yeah.
They moved that from Rosewood over to Pau Ferro. Mm-hmm. Slightly different look to it and all the rest of it. And we had a number of occasions where we had two guitars that were identical. So they're both Mexican Standard Stratocasters with Sunburst, for example. One with Rosewood, one with Pau Ferro. Somebody would choose one over the other because they'd think that it was just a nicer feeling guitar. They preferred an element of it. But it wasn't always the Rosewood one, and it wasn't always the Pau Ferro one. I don't think anybody kind of panic bought a Rosewood guitar.
Yeah.
It was going to go one of two ways. People were either going to abandon and just not buy the Pau Ferro guitars and look secondhand, or go for alternatives. People aren't devastated that they can't get a guitar with Rosewood on it, and it's not increased the value of guitars with Rosewood either.
No, exactly.
I think all these companies have stockpiled enough. I think Fender had some 20 years worth of Rosewood to use if they were going to limit the amount of guitars that was going on. So I think they kept it to vintage accurate pieces, professionals and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What it has done is I do think that it's restricted a lot of export sales.
Yeah.
And import. I think people are a little bit more timid to buy from abroad or to sell going abroad, because you can't 100% guarantee that the guitar's going to get there without being impounded by customs. I think they want to hear about the shop more than anything.
They want to hear about the next piece. Yes, they do.
Thumb.
Oh, yeah. We had a phone call Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'll remember this customer. The customer bought an Telecaster Elite off us in orange, traded in a really, really nice Taylor acoustic guitar.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
So,
he brought a guitar in last week for something.
So, yeah, he popped in last week and he asked about his Telecaster to be set up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he rang Monday and I spoke to him and he said, I was in, traded my Taylor. I was like, oh, yeah, I know you are, yeah. He's like, I was asking about setup with the Telecaster. Yeah, no worries. Whenever you're ready, pop it in and we'll get it. We'll look at it. He said, will you be able to string it left-handed? Because I've chopped my thumb off in work.
What?
That's exactly what I said on the phone. I went, what?
And this has happened since I saw him on Friday
so he
or
was
Saturday.
literally in on Saturday.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah. So it's reattached. He is going to have to go through physio and rehab. So
will he get full...
he doesn't know. I don't know.
Oh, I don't want to know how it. Oh, I think it's every guitarist's nightmare.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I read on there, right? You've got Tristan News, Chris News, Thumb News. I thought that was just another word for Chris.
So he's asked if we can restring the Telecaster left-handed to obviously keep playing and practicing.
So, which thumb's gone?
See, no, I don't know.
Is he doing it because
if it's holding a plectrum, or if it's gripping the neck.
And also, if you play,
I didn't think to ask.
He's had some really nice guitars, because there was that Taylor. Was it a 414 CE?
I think so.
Or was in even up from that one? But it was a 414 CE that he brought in that we sold last year, and he traded in for an Elite.
Yeah,
and it was, so he seemed like a fairly accomplished guitarist. So you can't just switch hands like that, can you?
I don't know. I some people I imagine would be.
I know where I certainly can't solo with my, when swapping around.
No.
I can find chords rather slowly and kind of, fumbling to find it. But I couldn't play fluently, and I wouldn't feel like I'd be just keeping up with. I wouldn't feel like I'd be keeping my practice in by swapping hands like that.
No. I think it might just be just so he can keep playing.
Can you strum with both hands, Tom?
Biscuit News!
So, last week, we told you that Andy from Marshall was popping in to see us.
Yes.
And he started listening to the podcast, actually. We went out with him on the Tuesday evening, didn't we?
We did, after recording, yeah.
Yep. And we mentioned the podcast. He said that he saw that we were doing something, he was going to start listening to it. And he picked up on the Biscuit News. And the next morning, for our meeting, he brought in some very nice...
Yeah, so he brought in... He actually asked us on the Tuesday night, he's like, what do you fancy? And I said, I'll just surprise you.
He's digging as well, what everyone else brought you.
Yeah.
We don't get into that. What do you think we're worth?
Yeah. We had 2 mini pastry selection boxes.
Yeah.
And we had a packet of hobnobs, because obviously he had to bring the biscuit quota of it to, to thing. Yeah. Now, hobnobs are a touchy subject for me.
Why?
Because I think that they just... I don't dislike the taste. I just think
that...
the
texture?
Yeah.
Because it's like an oatmeal thing, isn't it, really?
Yeah. If I want to eat oatmeal, I'll eat oatmeal. I don't want it compressed into a...
Do you like chocolate hobnobs, or you just don't like the texture?
No, no. You're picking it out your teeth.
I've noticed that they've gone, and I didn't have one.
But yeah, Andy did good.
Thank you. So, in other biscuit news, Phil Young, who's been a really good customer of ours for years and years, he came in on Friday. I wasn't here, but he brought in a couple of packs of Tesco's Finest biscuits.
Yes.
And they were really, really nice. The one selection was quadruple chocolate, and when
I know you've got an issue with this.
I get a little bit of an issue with double chocolate, triple chocolate.
Why though?
Because chocolate's chocolate.
So once there's chocolate in there,
you just say it's a luxury chocolate, or just
they haven't literally timed it by 3, is what you're saying.
No, but in this case, actually, I can understand it, because you've got white chocolate chips, milk chocolate chips,
and dark.
No. It was in a chocolate biscuit, and it was covered in chocolate.
And they were covered,
So it really was like an
assault of cocoa.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
They didn't last to the end of Saturday.
Well, so to the people listening, what we've been doing up until now is anything that's come in for Biscuit News, we've been keeping until the grand reveal on recording day. So we had these Friday. Andrew had already cracked them open on Saturday when we were here working.
It's been a very, very tough couple of weeks.
Do you know what? I'm glad you did, because, the quadruple chocolate were amazing.
The other ones,
yeah.
The other ones, which were Chunky Nut and Belgian milk chocolate cookies, which were really buttery.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I haven't tried them, only because of the nuts. I've never liked like fruit and nut bars and stuff. Anything with, just not a fan of nuts.
My mum popped in this afternoon, brought us in some Fox's chunky biscuits as well.
Yeah, they're cool.
My sugar consumption has gone through the roof.
All of us are.
This last 4 weeks. I think we might need to veg news or...
I think the summer should be salad news. And we'll all bring in a vegetable of choice.
Yeah.
That's not... Please don't. Please
Be
don't.
interesting, if we put down meat news, I wonder, what the...
I think it's going to open a different demographic of audience. And I think they'll be disappointed when they tune in. Yeah. Right, so Tom has actually thrown us a curveball today.
Okay.
So Tom has brought in biscuits because obviously we've all now and again brought in biscuits for Biscuit News.
Yeah.
Tom has brought us a savoury selection. Now, you were just saying about sugar consumption.
Oh, look at that.
Tom has brought all savouries, and also we have...
Marmite biscuits.
Yeah, I know.
Marmite.
And also... This is a platter of cheese.
Yes.
So this is a selection of cheeses. We have bon sang. We have
Dairy triangles.
Dairy triangles. Now, the funny thing with that, I asked Tom earlier about what if we hated the cheese, and he said, oh, well, that's what I got the Dairy triangles for. So, the Dairy is kind of the...
Smell the garlic on that straight away.
The get out of jail card for anyone that doesn't like smelly cheese. So I'm going to try a Marmite biscuit. Oh, they're wrapped and wrapped. Okay.
Is it like a Marmite kind of liquid in there? Not liquid, but like a jelly kind of thing.
Delicious, savoury OT biscuits with Marmite, perfect for lunchboxes and munching on the go. There we go.
This is amazing. I haven't had any lunch either.
No, none of us have had any lunch today, so this is going to be good. Oh, they're in the shape of Marmite jars.
Are they?
They're in the shape of Marmite jars. Tom, are you getting involved?
Yeah. What's that? Cambozola. So what's that? It's like a Gorgonzola and Camembert kind of hybrid, is it?
Yeah. So Andrew's on the Sainsbury's Taste the Difference oat digestive biscuits for cheese with some boursin. And Tom and I are going wild in the aisles with the Marmite biscuits, and they're really nice. I really like these.
I love it. Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
That's going to take some beating.
That is unbelievable. I think we're going to have to do this like every so often. Every 4, yeah?
Now and again, introduce cooked meats.
I'll bring in a Parma ham selection.
Biscuit News!
So for today's main feature, we are taking a bit of an in-depth look at the Fender Acoustasonic Telecaster. I just want to say this is 10 minutes later. We've just been sat here filling our faces full of cheese and biscuits. So
we decided to have a proper look at it because it seems to be attracting a lot more interest than I ever give it credit for. My gut feeling is that it's a bit gimmicky, and that probably comes from trying out things like the Strat Acoustic and Teleacoustic that we've had in cheap kind of 250, 300 quid jobbies, which have always sold. People have really liked, but, they've got no nice acoustic kind of properties to them.
Right.
And I've always found them really difficult to play, even though you've got Strat or Tele kind of size neck.
Yeah.
They've just never felt very comfortable to play, so I've never seen the point in them.
Yeah.
So when I saw an American version of what I thought was the same kind of thing, I kind of rolled my eyes and thought, right, yeah, we'll skip that one. But I'd say that it's been the most inquired about product in the last 2 weeks. Because 2 weeks today that we found out about it, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then on the Wednesday, just to repeat a little bit of what was said last week, on the Wednesday, we had a couple of people come in asking for it, one of which, our very, very good mate, Stuart, he said that he can get one next day from a big guitar store online. We doubted that because we were told
they
that
weren't
they weren't
available.
They weren't available for anybody to order until Wednesday. But true enough to his word, he could get it from this shop, and it arrived through. I know you've had a look at it already because he brought it in for us to have a look at. I was a bit busy at the back, but it's looking at it. I haven't heard it properly yet. Mm-hmm. It looks like a nice, interesting kind of bit of wood, but yeah, I'm gonna have to be really convinced with how good it sounds in order to kind of
okay. So for those of you that are not aware of it, obviously you can find all the bump online. But imagine, if you will. So it's a Telecaster, essentially body shape, neck and headstock, all as you'd imagine with a Telecaster. There's a volume, a mod knob, so it's not a tone, it's a mod, and I'll go into what that does. 5-way switch. It's got the acoustic style bridge with an undersaddle pickup and a pickup where you'd expect a Telecaster pickup to be as well. There's also a body sensor in the guitar, so that picks up, the resonant sort of sound of the guitar. So just very quickly to go back, what the mod knob does is it selects or blends between A and B voicings. Now, the voice selector is a 5-way switch, and I believe there's 2 voices per option. I'm just going to quickly go through.
So we're plugged into a Fishman Loudbox Mini, which is DI'd into the computer. I'll read out the setting. I'll read out the setting. You play some chords. Position 1A, which is Fender Electric Clean. Roll it the other way, says B. Fender Electric Fat Semi Clean. That's cool. So, in relation to kind of 1 to 10 on a normal knob, 10 being A or B.
So off is A,
Yeah.
and 10 is B.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna make sense. Right. Position 2, and this is acoustics and electric blends. So, in position A,
All the way off. Yeah.
yeah, we got a Sitka spruce, stroke mahogany dreadnought, full-bodied, no nonsense acoustic.
Sorry.
That's earthy and articulate with a wide dynamic range. Cool. So then B blends the electric pickup to the above voice, predetermined semi-clean voice. A rich acoustic rhythm meets Fender's electric tone. So it's like bringing in a...
So I'll do it all the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go halfway.
Okay. Okay.
I think I prefer voice A.
Just the standard acoustic sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do it extreme the other way again. The weird thing with this now so you've only got one mono output, haven't you?
Yes.
So it's not stereo and it's not dual output or anything like that. So you can't split the electric and the clean sound.
No. So
Okay.
it's just what comes up.
And that's the same across all models.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's purely finish.
Okay.
Position 3.
Position 3, percussion and enhanced harmonics. So in position A, you got Sitka spruce and Brazilian rosewood dreadnought. So rosewood's generally a bit more of a jangly kind of.
I guess so.
Right. And in position B, adds body pickup to the above voice.
Now this is the one I found was the most dramatic in change.
Okay.
So this is the
So we've kind of left the electric pickup behind now, haven't we? So this is
Yes.
just cool.
Yeah. So this is position voice A on position 3. So it's that what I've just done. And this is blended in now. So this is all the way up now.
It says plus it adds like a percussive top. So does that mean actual kind of knocking the the
So
wood?
this is I'm not gonna obviously this is Stewart's guitar, so I'm not gonna be silly with it, but this is without. And then you bring it in.
You shouldn't be hitting it with your metal rings, though.
I'm not. That kind of thing, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Position 4, which would be... Yep, cool. So in position 8, you've got an Engelmann spruce maple small body. So it's like a parlor guitar.
So try that.
Yep. Nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah. In B, you got a Sitka Spruce Mahogany Dreadnought. So full mid-range with a deep bass voice that works well for rootsy strumming or fingerstyle. A bit like myself.
Yeah. I'll do it again. Now, the interesting thing as well is all these sounds are blendable. So you can really find a sweet spot if you're recording or if it's, if you're live, you can tailor it to a room.
Try doing that one then, because on position 4, you got two very different. You got a small body parlor.
Yeah.
Then you got a dreadnought.
Yeah.
So that's really bright.
Yeah.
Then mahogany dreadnought, which should be really warm. And so go from one extreme. So go from the parlor.
Yep.
Then
All the way.
halfway, and then
Oh, and then all the way.
halfway, then all the way.
So.
That's interesting. Really interesting.
I quite liked it blended, I think. I think that was
Yeah.
my favourite sound.
Yeah. And finally, position 5, core acoustics.
Yeah.
Position A, Sitka Spruce Rosewood Dreadnought. And then position B, Alpine Spruce Rosewood Auditorium.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
They're definitely different.
Yeah.
Each sound all the way through is different. So I'm thinking about the applications of this in terms of gigging, right? So you can only plug into one amp. And I know that they've said that they've voiced it so that you can, when you flick to the electric voice then, or sound, it does sound like you're going to an electric, even if you're still plugged into an acoustic amp.
Right.
But what would you do? Once you've got an acoustic sound you like with it, I guess you'd stick with it. You're not going to change around acoustic sounds.
Look at how it's strung. It's got the 1G, so it's strung up with phosphorons. It's meant to be played like an acoustic.
Yeah.
Could you put electric strings on there? Yeah, I know you could put electric
guess so.
strings, but I guess all the sound's been created by the Aura, as opposed
Yes, so it's got the Fishman Aura preamp in it. Now, we've got a few customers that use the pedal version live. The one customer that we've got in that plays all the time said that if all his gear got stolen, that's the first thing he would go up and buy again, is the Aura. They are amazing bits of kit. And to be honest, that's what sold this to me, I think, was just that sound.
Yeah. I think that if you're if you're a gigging guitarist, and more so like the singer-songwriter kind of style people, whereby when it's just a guitar and a voice, I think that that's where the type of guitar you've got with regards to woods and sizes really does have the biggest impact. Position 4 is probably the best example for this guitar, I think, with regards to how versatile it is.
Yeah.
Going from that, because it did sound like it didn't sound thin by any means. It sounded like a really beautiful parlor guitar.
Yeah.
Then going into that dreadnought thing, my problem with this guitar is that I don't understand why there's an electric element to it. You're kind of complicating your setup quite a bit, I think, by adding the electric feature, because for me, if I wanted an electric sound, it would have to overdrive and distort.
Yes.
I don't see the point.
I agree. Yeah.
Otherwise. And so that's adding kind of distortion pedals to your setup and all that kind of thing. If it was just a guitar that was just modeling 10 different acoustic types, I think I'd be on board with it a little bit more than offering the electric functionality. I don't see the point in that.
Yeah, so you think that this position one,
Yeah, and
maybe two more
I don't think
completely different, like a jumbo and something else that's different, yeah.
Yeah, and given that it's strung with acoustic strings as well, to be...
It doesn't have the playability. It plays really nice, but it doesn't have the playability of an electric. So you wouldn't be able to, you're not going to shred on this.
Can I have a...
Of course you can.
Go with it. I've washed my hands, Stuart. The unfinished neck is quite a popular option on acoustic nowadays, isn't it? A lot of people are asking for unfinished necks. Mm-hmm. It feels extremely unfinished, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like it's... how much are they?
1,700.
Right, okay. Acoustically, it's got... It's louder than electric, isn't it? But it's...
Yeah, it's probably a little bit louder than a semi-hollow, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't buy it for its acoustic properties, would you?
No.
It is... It's the pickup that... It's very much a taste thing, though, isn't it? You like the guitar, don't you?
For me, it'd have to have a solid application. So I'd have to know that I was gigging with it, and I would prefer to take something like this that could probably take a bit of a bump as opposed to my Martin, which is once you bump.
Yeah, certainly seems a lot more sturdy and solid. Is it all solid as well?
Yeah, so it's a solid. This is all solid wood, and then they basically routed out the shape.
Yeah.
Of the top. So if I just show you the back, so all that's just one solid bit of wood, and then they've routed the front out, and then that's a piece of wood then on top.
Yeah.
I like it, but yeah, it's for 1,700. I'd have to have a damn good application for that, I think.
And Stuart is going out gigging soon, isn't he? So
and he said the same thing. He said if he wasn't gigging, had gigs lined up, then he wouldn't have got it either. So I think it is as amazing as it is and sounds. Unless you're recording with it, it's for a performer. It's for someone playing live.
And also, changing my mind on it a little bit, being primarily an electric player, I've got no desire to own a Dreadnought and a Parlour and a Grand Auditorium and a Dreadnought with rosewood back and sides and a Dreadnought with, Engelmann spruce or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a way of achieving all these sounds, then it does become very good value for money, doesn't it?
Yeah. The other thing that we've got to consider as well is that it's a USB chargeable guitar.
Oh, right.
So on the input jack, where the lead goes in, there's a little USB port, and it's I believe, a lithium battery to power the Fishman Aura. You're not going to be able to charge it when you're on stage with a 5 meter long USB cable, because USB cables can't take power down that kind of length of a cable. So it has to be charged. You have to keep it charged at home. I imagine it's got quite a long life, and it probably says in that little booklet what the sort of the playing life of the battery is. But it's one of those things, like when I play live, I have battery sort of paranoia. I'm always changing batteries just because I'm of the fear of a battery my microphone dying on me live. So it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be on charge.
Yeah.
You know, out of the fear of it dying on stage.
So ebony fingerboard.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's like a
quite
figured
ebony,
striped
like
ebony. Yeah,
caramel kind of.
it's nice. So overall, having heard it and played it, what is your opinion? This is the first time for you.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion of it? Out of 10.
That's a good one. I'd say that's a difficult one. I can appreciate the value it can give someone. You know, you got a lot of versatility in one instrument. I think the electric pickup is a waste of time. I'd say a 7. It plays easily.
Yes.
I think that going through the Fishman, it sounds absolutely great. I'm looking forward to hearing it recorded.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can appreciate it for the amount of different acoustic models it's got within it.
Yes.
I'd personally find it difficult justifying spending £1,700 on it unless I really did actively need the sound of a parlour and the sound of a grand auditorium and the sound of a dreadnought. And with all the different woods and everything, it feels well built, solid. You know, it's as you'd imagine from an American instrument, but it's a 7. I couldn't get any more excited.
I mean, it's a good figure. You know, 7's a good one. That's kind of where I was floating.
Yeah,
around the 7. Yeah, I think it's a touch too expensive. And yeah, I think I actually, you know, I actually agree. Like I never agree, but I agree. I think if they'd made it sort of solely an acoustic Swiss Army knife, and just giving you some different
I think
things.
that position 1 and was it position 2 as well? I can't remember.
So position 1 and then position 2 blends the electric into an acoustic sound.
I think that you could have had a lot more value for your money by putting a couple of different models of like an OM or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that might be, you know, something that they. Well, when Fender definitely listen to this, it's something that they're definitely going to change.
That's my thoughts on it, and I've quite honestly told people what I've thought about it. I'm a lot more impressed with it after playing it and hearing it.
Yes.
But I've spoken to people and given them my kind of reservations with it, some of which I've reflected in this, like the electric pickup and like just the cost element of it. But
yes,
the people I've spoken to who are interested in it, they've done a lot more research on it than me. They can see it for what it is, which is a very versatile gigging machine. And all those people do seem like the kind of people who would be going out earning money from it.
I think for the price, yeah, you've got to be. It's got to be being used to its maximum, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be being performed or recorded with.
There are certain, you know, we get in limited edition Strats and Tellies and all that kind of thing, and you get people who will decide to go for something on a whim because it's absolutely beautiful, because they might have 5 other Strats, but there's something special about this one. I don't think anyone's going to pick this up and think, do you know what, this is the most beautiful acoustic I've ever tried in my life, because...
Oh, no.
Because you've got to have something good to...
And interestingly, it can never be either or, even if you loaded that with just acoustic sounds. Like, where would you put that in our acoustic section? It's, you know, it's one of those type of things. Maybe that's why there is electric sounds on it, but it's all because it's straddling that line. It's a difficult one to place. But I think a little bit cheaper, maybe. I know it's difficult. Everything costs, you know, everything get costs to make and things.
And I think the Aura pickup itself is quite
I imagine,
expensive.
Yeah. The pedal is about £400, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it comes in natural, which is what we've got here. Black, sunburst, sonic grey, and surf green.
Yes. There are a couple of exotic top-looking ones that were on the Fender standard NAMM. Whether they're going to be custom shop level or whether there's going to be a release later on, I don't know.
And it comes with the top end
Fender gig bag, which is tidy,
like
robust,
almost like a Union Blues kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's the Fender Acoustasonic Telecaster.
Would you like to see him in the shop?
Based on the interest we've had and the people that are asking, yes. Keeping my wallet in my pocket, no.
So thank you very much, Stuart, for bringing in. Really, for allowing us to borrow it. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting bit of kit.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really well done. I think it's really well executed.
It's a little bit like these biscuits, Adam.
Yeah, they are Marmite. That's staying in.
Smiles.
So as part of our programming, we have the special feature that is Elwin Smiles. Now, we hope that you liked the feature last week and our little jingle. I thought it was very bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. So this week, we've got another contribution. So here we go. Let's take a listen and let's see what he's got to say.
Okay, so the obvious make me smile moment was probably Friday night, second half of the rugby in Paris, which was epic. Although I still can't understand how Andrew Morgan has the French national anthem as his ringtone on his phone. So maybe you can explain that to us. Anyway, speaking of Andrew, the real make me smile moment came when I was sitting in A Strings in the week having a cup of coffee, white without sugar, Tris, made by Tom. And Andrew was talking about some of the new high-end guitars that have come through the door, and suddenly announced to Tom, can you take some pictures of the posh Takamins we've had in? Typical Valleys boy, that Andrew. Posh. Anyway, that means that we got the posh PRSs to come, probably the posh Fender custom shops, and anything else that comes into the shop that's high-end will forever be known now as posh.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was kind of a Valley's, not a slang term, but, was that, it was kind of a bit of a...
Yeah. Well, Elwin's in a posh bit of Wales, isn't he? So, yeah, on the borders there. And
Yeah, we are the purveyors of posh at A Strings. We got Bossa.
We got Bossa.
And Dairy Leaf for those who are not...
Anyone asks for Lixers, we say, well, you posh or something?
Well, you posh.
Well, you posh.
So, just to cover his first point, your ringtone. When did you go to Paris?
I went to Paris about a year last November or so, and I just, getting in the mood of things, I actually bought the ringtone.
Right. Yeah. And it's still your ringtone?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got... have you ever heard my... years and years ago, I did when I first got hold of a Deaky amp, I did a little kind of 2-minute song. Have you ever heard The Stripper?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you played it to me, yeah.
Yeah. So I've done one. I'd like to do one with the Marseillaise. It's a really strong anthem, and it kind of loses its way after the first bit. It's going into the the second half of it.
But it just stuck.
Yeah, I'd like to do a version of it and improve it.
Yeah, and then send it to France.
Because
France is listening.
Send it to France.
So France is it, and they'll.
This is what you should have done.
Yeah. So from the
Marchand,
gravitas of a revolutionary anthem,
yeah,
it is now Andrew Morgan's ringtone.
Yeah, it has been for ages. Tristan hates it. But he hated the one before that as well.
What was the one before that?
Psychic Simon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd buried that in the past. So.
Thank you, Elwin, for making us smile in return.
Here's your jingle.
Smiles. Elwin Smiles.
You got top 5?
I've got a top 5.
Okay.
Kind of.
What? So am I not allowed to say anything?
No, this is it. No. So let's do the top 5.
Yeah.
So what I decided today was...
Is there something great like best strings?
Shut up. What?
Is it?
No, it's not.
You're desperately trying to think of another top 5.
It's best pick cards that are 3-play. No, it's not. What I did is I went the other way, and I went from something that made me laugh to something that annoyed me. And it's not, it's not too much of a grumble. It comes with the territory of working in a guitar shop. So these are my top 5 most overplayed songs on the shop floor.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening, so I was eyeing up the cheese.
Right, so there's some obvious ones on there, and then there's, I think, some omissions that we could probably explain afterwards, right? So, in no particular order again, there is a number 1 for me, but in no order of the other 4. The first one is Crazy Train. That is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. And I guess it's one of those, I think all of these on the list are kind of rites of passage, learning to play songs.
I never learned to play that one.
No.
But
you were doing... Yeah, yeah. In the same vein, Iron Man. Iron Man is one that's a lot.
all the time.
All the time.
And even it always seems to be a little bit out of tune as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's because we don't tune any of the guitars that are on the shelves. Yeah. You want to try something? Tune it yourself. I'm joking. As you can probably guess, Sweet Child of Mine is on there. I think that's on there more than it should be. I think that should be... People should be aware of that being as kind of overplayed as it is.
And fair play, guts on the people coming into a guitar shop playing
Oh, God, yeah.
Because it's a difficult riff to play. Yeah, I wouldn't have attempted playing anything like that when I was...
No.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you got to nail, and it's fair play.
Yeah. So this one is kind of the new Smoke on the Water, and that's
okay. Can I guess?
Yeah, go on. I nearly said it.
Plug in Baby Muse.
All right. No, that is played a lot though, isn't it? Yeah. No, Seven Nation Army was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
on one string.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where the Smoke in the Water element comes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
people
kind
do
of
play Smoke in the Water.
Yeah, it still does get played.
Plenty of people play Stairway to Heaven.
Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because
there was
the big Wayne's World. Yeah.
Scared to play it for 25 years.
Yeah. And it's a nice piece. It's not overplayed in the shop by any stretch. So if you do want to play Stairway to Heaven, you are more than welcome. You come in and play.
Yeah.
So the top one that you guys you're not as aware of, but for me, every time I hear it, and I guess it does get played a lot, but every time I hear it, I'm like, okay, just breathe. Is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer.
Don't know that.
No.
Do you know it? No. Play it.
Okay. So apologies that I'm going to butcher this because John Mayer is ridiculous, and yeah. That's the song anyway. But you can guarantee any, and I again apologize, but any sort of pre-25 guy that comes in and asks to try a Fender, you can almost guarantee that they're going to play that song.
Yeah.
I am just waiting for it.
Yeah.
But that's the one that kills me. Probably because I can't play it.
It's yeah, I've heard that. I just thought it was just like it's a bit nondescript, isn't it? I thought it was just a chord sequence. So
yeah, no, and it might just be me being a jaded old goat, like. But
yeah, that was a good list.
Do you think?
Yeah,
thanks.
I was surprised.
Well, after last week, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that social media comment of the week wasn't my P45. Do you know what I mean?
Which brings us on to
social media comment of the week.
So a slightly different structure. This is the final feature of the week.
Nice.
Social media comment of the week. The part of the show where we scroll through all of the social media comments we've received and try and pick out the best one.
Yeah, so this one is slightly different because this isn't YouTube.
Yeah. No, this is Instagram.
This is Instagram. So very, very quickly, just to explain the thing of this. Yesterday, when all the Marshall merchandise came in, we took a little funny promo photo on the flight case.
It could just be seen as quite serious.
Yeah.
You enjoy having your photograph taken. Let's not beat around the bush.
Well, yeah, but I am very conscious of my ears now after Elwyn saying about my ears.
Yeah.
But
and the space between
and the space between my eyes. Let's not forget that, everyone. Good job as a podcast. So Tom actually asked me to be in the photo. I didn't just stand there and Tom was like, "Ad, can you move?" No, not moving.
Was he just kind of standing there and you kind of went, "You want to be in the photograph then?"
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It
does look like he's edging himself.
I did keep edging into the shot until I was in.
The funny thing is, he's looking off in the distance. He's looking at a wall.
I'm looking at Jackson's.
Yeah.
So this, again, funnily, this isn't the A Strings Instagram. This is my Instagram that I just took a shot. And I put just a stupid comment because, I'm not taking myself seriously in any way, shape or form. So the comment says basically, I guess I'm a model now or something. And then I said, if I've got tattoos, does that make me an alternative model? And if so, my next shoot will be in PVC because they all seem to be in PVC.
To which Chris Koikas says, "Do it, you're hot."
Oh, Chris is very much a man.
Yeah, and riding a swan by the looks of it.
He is riding an inflatable unicorn, I think.
Oh, there you are. Right.
Not that I've been on
Alex
his page.
Maddie says, "Bootiful kiss."
Oh, I know Alex anyway, so
Okay,
yeah, that's fine.
But Lucky Fever Dream
This is the one.
says, "Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go aggressively peep all your other stuff now because this is great." Then she's got eyes looking to the side, and then a purple heart.
Yeah. So see, people can be nice
They can.
unless they're taking the mick. But Tom was very curious about the identity of the last commenter.
Lucky Fever Dream.
Yeah. So
So where's she from? Or
we don't know. She
GDPR.
she's an alt model. I think that's why it
Is she?
sort of came up. Yeah. So this is kind of like a Lonely Heart segment. So what's her name?
Lucky Fever Dream.
So Lucky Fever Dream, if you're out there, Lank Slug would like to meet you. Now, Lank Slug is Tom's Instagram username.
Tom's willing to tat up, I think, as well.
Yeah, you know, he's an artist.
Yeah.
Give him a biro in 20 minutes and he'll be you'll be there.
Yeah.
Social media comment of the week.
I think that was quite fun.
Was in social media comment or the entire podcast?
No, I think the episode. No, I think that was quite good.
The cheese bit was the best bit for me.
Well, yeah, me too.
And
Well, you think I was talking about the rest or?
But yeah, tonight we're going out with Mark from Fender, Gretsch, Jackson.
Yeah. So Mark looks after all of our
Yeah,
Jackson
all the
Gretsch,
blue line stuff.
EVH, yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
I'm not that hungry now I've had all that cheese.
Well, you're going to have some jalapeno poppers and that's more cheese
Yeah.
with the jelly.
Do you think... Yeah, so yeah, we're going to go to Chiquitos.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder, because there's plenty of Fender and Blue Line dealers down in Mexico and, you know, the kind of Spanish, more Latino
Contingent.
kind of...
Yeah.
Do they say Jackson or Jackson?
I think the J is silent.
We'll find out ready for next week. Let's find a Spaniard and see how he says Jackson.
And if you're a Spaniard out there, record yourself saying it and send it
Please.
to us.
Yes.
And no, Elwyn, that doesn't mean you putting on an accent and sending it through. So I think that wraps everything up for today. We will be back next week for episode 5, and it'll just be me and you, and
It will just be us because it's Tom's birthday next week.
it is, and he's
So we're
going.
gonna lose him
He's
for a
going
week.
back to Bracknell,
Back to Bracknell.
and so yes, it'll just be us two.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Because
no, Chris isn't back till
Chris
the end
isn't
of
back.
Feb.
Yeah. Tristan's on paternity leave.
Yep.
It's literally just us.
Yeah. So Tom's not going to complain when we're in
It'll be awkward
our
just
pants
two people in
recording.
It would be awkward just two of us in a room. So we're back to normal biscuits next week. Should we give it a week off?
Well, the episode.
No, the biscuits.
Biscuit news.
It's the only reason you come in.
See, people listen. Thank you so much again for all your comments. We are now available on iTunes.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say that.
And Spotify and
We're everywhere.
beaming to you everywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting involved, and we'll see you again next week.
For episode 5, it's the Dream Team. See you then.
Bye.
Music.